combat, but they must dink twice for every attack they make. Alright, there's a good one. Cast a blessing on a target within 5 spaces. This blessing allows the target to deal double fucking damage until the end of combat, but they must drink for every attack they make. Twice for using an ability. Now, here is why this ability is so damn fun for our game. Technically, you could use this on monsters to make the Dungeon Master drunk. Now, as I said before, the only way the Dungeon Master, who will be played by me, will have to drink is for when they defeat an enemy. This will be one of the first abilities in the game where if they cast this on the kobold, not only when I attack with my kobold to deal double damage to them, which would make them drink twice, but I would have to drink every time I attack. Thus, if they decide to cast Blessing on Strength on every single kobold, everybody drinks twice for everything. This ability can be used at any time, but does not stack. There we go. Alright. Release. Release all of your inner power in the form of a single hammer strike. This strike will deal, let me think, 25 damage in a 3x3 radius to all demons, undead, and what's something paladins wouldn't attack? Children. In order to use this powerful ability, you must first open and drink an entire beer cooler. Beer or cooler. Perfect. That's... God. Paladin's already looking... See, you can't say finish the bottle. Because what if they only had a little bit? They gotta open a fresh one and down it. Uh, 3x3 radius centered on your target. That's powerful. What is a 3x3 radius? This is not the best way to do this. Oops. All right. This is our player. Okay. This is our paladin. This is our kobold. If the paladin is going to attack, he will hit a 3x3 radius that does damage to everything centered around this in 3 blocks. So 3x3. So everything in this block centered on this guy gets hit. However, as you can clearly see, based on the ability, it will only deal damage to demons, undead, and children. So you might say, Rob, this is an overpowered ability. It will not work on dragons. It will not work on ogres. Clearly, this ability is only going to be useful for killing a shitload of undead. Okay? So don't worry about the overpoweredness. As long as I don't make any of my big, scary monsters demons, undead, or children, the ability is not unuseful. Also, if these idiots in some way manage to turn any of their allies into children, or undead, or demons, they could kill each other. Like, man, take 25 damage? God, that means you're going to make your ally take a drink as well. Is it double damage to undead children? I would say no. I don't think it would necessarily be double damage. Basically, it's an on or off. If you're going to target demons or children, if they're demon children, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get hit twice. Those are just the parameters in which it can hit. Alright. So, we can change some of these abilities too. Should your companion die, you will need to open and drink an entire beer or cooler to summon a new one. There we go. Oh man, Woodland Companion has health. And requires you to bring a friend. Who do we make the companion that takes the drinks? I could make it like a friend. I guess we'll just assume. I'll just assume that the companion has a set amount of health. You got a drink for your companion? Yeah. And you drink for damage it takes. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. I was gonna do like the phone a friend thing. So it's like you gotta find someone Skype. Hey, you want to join the drinking game? But that's way too much work. All right, paladins. What else do paladins do? I got a special hammer attack. I got a blessing. They got lots of holy light. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh man! Holy light. Oh! Oh god, I can make this all, like, religious, too. Other names for Jesus. Alright. Names and titles of Jesus in the New Testament. Here we go. Jesus... What are some other names for Jesus? Dictionary.com. Dictionary.com. Jesus. Jesus. Christ. King of Kings. Savior. The Messiah. Lamb of God. Okay. I like King of Kings. It's another word for a blessing or a buff. So my idea is, you know how Jesus turns water into wine? We'll let it so the paladin can turn wine into water. So for the rest of combat, the paladin can turn somebody's drink into water, saving them for that battle. But I need a funny pun on the fact that the paladin is not turning water into wine, is turning wine into water. Alright. Alright, pun squad. The part of the Bible where Jesus turns water into wine. Alright. God, I gotta do some Bible research. Alright, Jesus, where did you do this? Jesus said to the servants, fill the jars with water. So they filled them to the brim. Oh man, why would they fucking fill them to the brim? I hate it when people do that. Then he told them, now draw some out and take it to the master banquet. And did so. And the master of the banquet tasted the water. Wait. What type of party guest is Jesus? Jesus said to the servant, fill the jars with water. And so they did. Then he told them, now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, everyone bring out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have drank too much. But you have saved the best till now. Oh, I see. He was complimenting Jesus. I didn't learn any moral lessons from this part of the Bible. I just learned that most people are apparently cheap in the time Jesus lived in. Like, who does that? Switches to shitty stuff at a party. You don't want to shit to... You know, if you're going to have a drinking time with a party, you don't want to switch to crappy drinks later down the night. Man. I don't even think Jesus should be hanging out with these fucking party goers who are jerks. Did you guys come up with anything good? Oh, clearly. Oh, God. Oh, God. It was so obvious. Unholy water. Alright. Turn a player's dink into water for the rest of combat. In return, however, you shall drink all of their sins for them. Anytime that player was supposed to drink, they may drink of water and you of wine. Perfect. I even made that sound all lame. Alright. Also, you can throw this at undead for 5 damage, 5 range. I don't need to put that. Someone will figure out that they can throw unholy water at like priests and stuff. Alright. Will the D&D stream be on YouTube? Of course not. Then I couldn't use copyrighted music. That wouldn't be fun. That's not a typo. Do you see a red line under it? That just means you're new. Look at all these guys telling me dink is typo. Oh, this is the typo. I see. Thank you. Clearly. Look at all these drink typos. Never mind. Chat was right. Got it. Alright, so we got some buffs. I didn't really get any healing. I don't really think I'm going to get healing. So here's, like, people always ask, like, here's the thing with drink streams, is drunk people are really only funny to other drunk people. I don't actually like being drunk in front of people who haven't been drinking. Well, not necessarily embarrassing, it's like I devolve into a very lower form of it. I'm not necessarily funnier. Like, I'm using 1/10 of my brain when I'm drinking. So I don't really like condoning it either. I also don't want to, like, while my YouTube channel is for adults, I know there's lots of children who watch it. I don't want to fucking put up videos starting next week that are like 20-minute videos of like our drinking stream. It's in bad taste. So I would rather stream it, and it's like an event. You're there or you're not. If you can't show up, then you fucking miss it. That's how it works. Oh my god, shut up about the fucking typos. Or you guys will look at this screen, I swear to God. I don't give a shit about your fucking typos. I'm just writing out the abilities so I know what they are. I'm not writing them out for their final form on cards yet. And even still, it's not going to matter. Most of the players who are playing this game are drunk. They're going to be typos out the ass. They won't even be able to read half the cards. Rob's not afraid to say anything while drunk. I'm not really afraid to say anything. It's more or less people are afraid to hear things. But whenever I'm inhibited, my sensors of protecting the general public from things they just don't like hearing is lowered. I'm not a hateful person. I don't really like hating. I don't want to hate on people. I'm very accepting of whatever shit you wanted. If you want to tell me you are coming out of the closet as a black walrus, I don't even know what that means, but I'll be like, cool, dude. Can I use the N-word? And they'll be like, that's still offensive. I'm like, that's not fair. The other walruses get to call you it. Why don't I get to? Put adult in the title. Dude, putting adult in the title just makes it so kids are more likely to check it out. Blasting Strength, Righteous Fury, Whole Unholy Water. We need 2 more abilities. Alright. What do paladins like doing? Oh, paladins love solving crime. I forgot. Searching for clues doesn't really... I'm very accepting, Rob. People with autism annoy me, Willikers. Oh, man. They're pretty funny, chat. Let's look at some paladins. God, these paladins look nothing like paladins. This is ridiculous. Why is fucking Stephen Colbert a paladin? They do rock shields. I already have a lot of warrior things. I don't have anything for mobility yet. So what do I got? I have 2 different group abilities. That is fun. This one people aren't ever really going to use. It's very niche. I should probably give him Divine Intervention. That's very niche too. Is that okay if I give him another niche ability? I think what I'm going to do is this Righteous Fury ability. I'm going to put it on another class. No, but I like the undead part. I'm going to rewrite it. This strike... Whatever, we'll just make it this is the class for Deblones to be. Ah, man, the problem is, so I want to make Divine Intervention, but Divine Intervention is basically just going to be already what the fucking the warrior ability was, Chivalry. But Divine Intervention is such a fucking, like, every paladin has this move in every fucking lore. Oh well. What if I could do a pun? Divine Intervention. Intervention. Convention. What are words? Can I Google that? Words that end in invention. I apparently can Google that. God. Invention, convention, prevention, divine prevention, maybe. Circumvention. Let's skip this idea. The problem is this class isn't that fun to play. Righteous Fury you're going to use once or twice the entire playthrough. I would actually not pick that ability. Divine Circumcision. Well, first, that doesn't end invention. Divine Non-Intervention. I need to just not make drink abilities. So what do I need? I need a mobility ability and something that's fun to spam. Yeah, I thought about Angel Wings, but it's too... It's not really a paladin thing, Angel Wings. I don't really associate angels with paladins. So Warcraft likes to do that with their paladins. See, the problem is the game changes drastically when your health is drinks, because it makes it so healing can't exist, and things that prevent drinking are anti-fun mechanics, right? I don't want to do things like Divine Shield or any shielding ability, really. Paladins aren't really known for pets. Paladins aren't really known for books. I associate that more with clerics. Let's look at some Dungeon Dragon Paladins. Let's go back to the source. Dungeon and Dragon Paladin spells. Let me look at their spell list. Something I can convert into a drinking ability. See, a lot of these we already have. Detect poison. Purge. Purge would be a fun ability. I don't really know if I want to make an ability that's based on Deadbone's throwing up, though. God, are those all the paladin spells? God, that's fucking boring. Why the fuck would you want an ability to detect undead? That's so boring. That's so specific. Paladin doesn't have a gameplay mechanic. I've given warriors a couple gameplay mechanics through mobility and manipulating mobility. Lumberjack's fun too, because it has things like Mount and Yodel and Pancakes. Those sound fun. Alchemist has all sorts of fun shit. Paladin doesn't have any fun abilities. They just have abilities that make you drink things.